Hey everyone, it's Tracy again, also known as Seven Figure Grammy, here to help you learn how to use Marter in making buying decisions for products to sell on Walmart. When I last spoke to you, we had been looking at this Lego office set. We had talked about how it had been on a Black Friday special, so it come down to an all-time low price. A lot of people bought it at that price for the purpose of reselling. We looked at our potential profit. We looked at the sellers that are currently on this product. And now we're just going to dive a little bit deeper into some seller analysis to help us really fine tune our decision about what price point we want to set and whether we want to seller fulfill or WFS this product. All right, so we looked at all these sellers. We looked at WFS versus seller fulfilled. We talked about how it has a suppressed buy box, and that basically means that being WFS is not as much of a benefit as it typically is. So maybe seller fulfilling this, saving some of the storage fees, maybe that works for you. But let's go down to our buy box history and look at what has happened with this particular set. So first of all, in the last 90 days, which is what this graph defaults to, we can see that Walmart held the buy box almost all the time. Their average price during this time was $107.50. They won it 99% of the time. But we did have a couple of sellers during this last 90 days who have won the buy box at much, much higher prices. So these two people got a buy box, people purchased it from them at a higher price. So we know this about Walmart as well. And if you don't know, listen, is that just because something is available for you on Walmart to purchase by Walmart does not mean that it's available for everyone to purchase by Walmart. What I mean by that is there can be things that are available for shipping for me, and maybe my brother in Alabama, when he logs onto Walmart, it shows this shipping out of stock. And that just is based upon where Walmart's shipping facilities are and how they kind of program their distribution. You can see that right now it's showing I could pick this item up, but I can't have it delivered. So there are all these things that happen based upon my location, what distribution center serves my location for shipping, and what stores are available to me either for picking up an item or having the store deliver it to me. And those things are different in every zip code, basically. So even though Walmart may be in stock, does not mean that you can't win the buy box in a location that Walmart is not going to ship to. And so knowing that, it's not going to sell as fast because obviously Walmart's going to get a lot of sales where it's available. But there are opportunities for you to capitalize on for other products that maybe Walmart doesn't ship everywhere. So good information for us to look at in terms of knowing we had a couple of sales at pretty high amounts, much higher than the $133 we talked about in our last session. The next thing I like to do is I like to go down to just the last 30 days. 90 days, that works pretty good, but during the holidays, where the buying cycle is just humming along a little bit faster, I want to squeeze down to the last 30 days. And so I see that Walmart, again, won the majority of the buy box because they were in stock. This was Black Friday deal. It might have been a Cyber Monday deal, but it was a deal over the last weekend. This is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving weekend that I'm recording this. So we don't have the details yet about what's been selling since then, but we do see that this one person has sold 3% of the time at $189. So now that might make me think, well, if they are winning the buy box at $189, maybe I want to raise my price. And maybe I want to be closer to that 189 mark. And again, as I talked about in the last video, it's all about your cash flow and how quickly you need to turn your money. So let's see if this 859 Essentials is in this list and still has stock. And they are right here. So they have dropped their price, but they are WFS, and that's another good thing for us to know. So the person who is winning the buy box is a WFS seller. So they're at $139.97 now. We know that they've won the buy box in the last 30 days at a higher price. But it gives me kind of the incentive, like, okay, now maybe I really do want to send this in and sell at WFS. And maybe instead of 133, maybe I go to like 138. And so I'm lower than that person, but it gives me a few more dollars, and I can kind of, again, play with my, if you're using the Walmart repricer or a repricer like Flash Pricer, you can kind of set some boundaries within there and kind of let the repricer do what it needs to do to try to win that buy box. So great information here of combining the all sellers information with this buy box information. And I really like using this buy box information to see if people who have recently won the buy box are sold out. So if this seller was not in our list, that's very encouraging because that means that we know the product is selling. So I always kind of combine the seller list and the buy box list when I'm making buying decisions. We can also look at this price history graph, which is just another lens into this whole story of like people who have it for sale and who's winning the buy box. Like, what does the price look in the last 30 days? So we can see, you know, here it was at 120, then it popped up. Walmart most likely went out of stock and was being sold by third-party sellers. Then it looks like they came back in stock at this 120 price, which is what they are. Then it looks like they sold out again. It went up a little bit. That's probably when this one person sold. And then it came back down to the regular 120. And then we have this dip to 70 on Black Friday. So it gives us a good indication of what has happened with this price. This is a great place to look also because you want to see either a really steady price when you're looking at an item so that you can see that, you can price at that price and you know it's going to sell at that price. And if other people don't have that item, like, you're going to make sales. But also looking at graphs like this where you have, the price that Walmart sells it for, and then you have these little peaks. So you can see that Walmart is